Booyakasha! Welcome to the Piledriver Podcast with me, Dynamite Dave Abbott, Gav, the Surgeon Collingwood, and I'll let this one do his own introduction.
HB1! The Heartbreak Kid is proud today. 6-1 to the Tottenham. Jose. Not Jose.
So if there are any...
we love you today, man. We love you today. 6-1 Spurs, Man United. Goodbye, Solskjaer.
As well, it's important to let them know that if they are looking for a taxi, if you just dial 01616166161, you might get through to a local taxi firm where you are. So well done. So you can have that joke on me, Man United fans. Yeah. Hey!
But if
don't worry, guys, because Edison Cavani is going to solve all your defensive worries, so don't panic. It's all in hand. It's all in hand. You did the right thing by sacking Jose. You did the right thing.
You did.
Right then, so guys.
And we've got Bill coming soon as well.
And Vinicius.
Awesome. Look at what you could have had. Oh, never mind. Okay.
I know, yeah, you would have thought so, wouldn't you? But we just have to get that in because it's not often, Gav, as Tottenham fans, we've got much to cheer about, you know what I mean? So,
especially when we go away to Old Trafford.
Yeah, exactly. So, very, very true. So, Gav, it's your subject, your drug of choice tonight. What is the topic on tonight's Piledriver Podcast? Absolutely.
So,
right, okay. No,
so a bit of a comparison between WWE and AEW.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, how they're doing things, how people are running the businesses, that sort of thing. Yeah, what sort of contracts they might be being forced to sign, that might come up in it, maybe. That sort of thing.
Absolutely, especially during the COVID thing.
So starting off then,
this week before last week was the first anniversary of AEW Dynamite as well. So congratulations AEW. Yeah, very successful first year, I think. So awesome. Yeah.
I would just like another little bit of news. Sorry, Dave. That promotion That promotion we don't really talk about that much, but maybe we should do, because I have read today that the other promotion, the Impact Wrestling, is it?
Oh, yes.
They have just signed a deal for a weekly show and pay-per-views on UK television.
That's fantastic news. That is awesome, because the more wrestling that we get to see mainstream, the better, because it just broadens everybody's horizons. It's not just narrowed down to the one global giant that has been the WWF, which rightly so, because that struggled way back in the day.
Hold on.
It rose up to be the phenomenon that it is, but it's nice to see that there are other wrestling organisations and promotions that are getting a fair slice of the cake.
Gavin? Oh, boom. Do you know?
What do you guys think at home?
It was probably false news, but I read The Rock has agreed to appear on Impact Wrestling.
The Rock has agreed? Oh. Yeah, I mean, that. Do you know what? Never say never, because in its pomp, when it was TNA, the amount of ex-WWE stars that would jump ship and go to Impact Wrestling, and nearly all of them won a title. I mean, it's probably the only place where you probably see Christian have a long title reign. So, yeah, who knows? But I'll tell you what, though, I have been watching some of Impact, and there's been some great matches. Eric Young makes a great heel, and I know I've said it on the last few weeks now, but look out, TJ Perkins, who used to be on WWE 205, he's obviously on Impact Wrestling now, and he is an absolute phenomenal athlete. So there's some really, really good wrestlers on there. I just think, for me personally as a viewer, it just needs to be a little bit more creative with its storylines and its budget.
Okay.
It still lacks a little bit in that, but it's great news though, Phil, that it has managed to sign contracts to get more airtime over here in the UK.
Well, that might give them a bit of extra cash to make that promotion that little bit more sparkly, whatever you mean by what you was on about, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, that little bit more professionality or whatever it is they want, a panache, a little bit better on the storytelling, a bit more cash to spend. If they've got the contracts there, then they can maybe push it a bit more.
And just don't re-sign Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan.
If they got AJ Styles back, there'd be a force.
Yeah, absolutely. Nah, I don't think it will. He's earning so much dollar, isn't he?
I think AJ needs to go and join Christopher Daniels and make a faction.
Yeah, with what, back onto Impact? Yeah.
Well, Christopher Daniels is in AEW. Let's I think AJ will end up there eventually.
So let's have it then, guys. Is someone going to make an argument for AEW? And is someone going to make an argument for WWE? And then I will be the intermediate, the man in the middle.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'll go WWE, but I ain't got a lot in recent times, so I'm going to use other things why it's good to be a WWE fan overall.
Okay, Phil. Let's go, and your time starts.
So, it's me to go first, is it? Okay, I just watched Clash of the Champions the other night, but I didn't watch Clash of Champions because I'm really lazy and I ain't got the time to watch every single match all the time. But I did watch the two main events, and I watched the ambulance match. Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. And you know what? Overall, I enjoyed it. I was quite impressed. You had, your two warriors bowing out, clobber plodding each other. But what I liked was the idea and the slobber knocker. I like the idea of all of the people that Randy Orton had downed and, the legends that he had killed, all coming back to haunt him in this match that he told everybody he would win. It was so easy for him. I thought the storytelling was great. I thought the action was okay, but the grandness of it, the spectacle of it, actually, my namesake, the Heartbreak Kid, doing the super kick on the ambulance, pushing him off. It was a good match. It was entertaining, and it was enjoyable to watch. The other one, the family affair, I'm the king of the jungle match or whatever it was, the tribal chief, tribal chief, right? I thought that was good as well. Good, again, good storytelling, and that's what you always want in wrestling, professional wrestling. Good storytelling. It was good. I think he needs to. Sorry for swearing, but I don't give a shit. So he needs to fuck the family angle off. Fuck the family angle off. Fuck the family angle off, right? That's about 4 times. No, fuck. No, sorry, I'm joking. Right? He needs to get rid of that family angle. And Roman Reigns could become really popular if it's done right. He really could. He's got the physique. He's got look. You know what I mean? A little bit of bad is good. We all know that. The best, Stone Cold, bit of bad, but a lot of good. It could be something a lot bigger than he is right now. So I will applaud that. That's my starting argument. The latest pay-per-view had 2 really strong main events, double main event, whatever you want to call it. What you had to offer this last few weeks in AEW?
Okay, strong argument there from Phil. Well done, Gav. And AEW argument. Yeah. Yeah. Where were they this week? Where were they this week, Retribution? Yeah, but I know. Yeah, so. That's good shit. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. 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 It's a lot, isn't it? When What's your argument to that, Phil? Having to bring the veterans in to make the younger talent look good?
I would say you've got to appeal to a mass market, and if you're gonna, what you're doing there is bringing people like Shawn Michaels in, and even Christian as well. I thought brilliant. Christian, I love Christian Edge, and Christian's a lot. Don't get the praise he deserves. He's been a champion everywhere. Tag team champion, heavyweight champion in different promotions. He's a great wrestler. Don't get and he's still young enough to probably do it. Bringing these people in and Ric Flair driving off at the end. I mean, this guy's old as owl. I can't believe he's still alive. God bless him. Woo! Woohoo! Driving off the ambulance at the end was brilliant. But what you're doing there is you're appealing to a mass market, which is what WWE have to do, because that's how they set themselves up. So you're trying to impress your younger fans with the moves and trying to be as safe as possible, which obviously the bigger the company, the bigger the lawsuits. A big lawsuit for an injury in a small company could kill the company.
True. Good argument.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I can understand some of the move restrictions, and the products that they're trying to sell is more a family-orientated product, and you want to appeal to granddad, dad, and son. So you've got to have the older to the younger generation of wrestlers all competing to put a product in place to sell.
It's a good argument. Good argument.
Boom!
Boom! Woo!
Over to you.
Like it.
Can you tell that I used to be in a sales team? And Dave might have been my sales manager.
I think I remember those days, Phil. Yeah.
I tell you what, I sold that better than I ever sold any Talk.
You sold that better than what Warrior did Triple H's pedigree all them
I love the way he sold that. It was funny as hell.
There's a guy who knew what he wanted in life, and that was not to push Triple H. And then Triple H has been repaying that for every other talent since. But I'll move on. So, in terms of that then, right, Gav, what do you think that AEW need to do in the next 12 months to improve from where they are right now? Okay. Yeah. I've got to admit, I thought the Britt Baker match on Dynamite, although she's a hard hitter and a great wrestler, I just don't think it was the right type of opponent for her. Because for me, she's a main eventer in the Women's League. And it just seemed like a bit of a jobber match, a bit of a squash match, to be honest, what she put in. So I'd agree with that. where else do you think the company needs to go and what it needs to do in terms of increasing its global awareness? Hmm.
Well,
if you bug them, they will.
I'd like to talk on the AEW side for a minute. I think they've got a very exciting product, and it's easy to argue both sides. It really is. What I would say about AEW is appeal to what you're appealing to is the young adult to middle-aged, early middle-aged adult. There's no 18 to 45. Yeah, that's better. But appeal to that. Don't appeal to Grandad Bill, who's 78 and remembers for bloody Andre the Giant beating Big John Studd at Madison Square Garden in 1983. You know what I mean? You're appealing to a modern audience, and that's what AEW needs to keep on doing. How to get bigger worldwide? You have to keep travelling, aren't you? Get the word out. Keep selling more Orange Cassidy t-shirts. But it's all to do with marketing, isn't it? You know? I love Orange Cassidy. He gets a lot of stick, doesn't he? We see in them Facebook sites. We're all in them Facebook groups. Orange Cassidy gets a lot of shit from the AEW1. There's a lot of people there there's a lot of arguments on there, and I've seen them. And I think, have you watched Orange Cassidy? Because he's actually really fun, and he tells good story in his match, and he's a good wrestler, a bit small. I don't think he's ever going to be big. But it's always going to... It's telling fun stories. It's in fun matches. What is wrestling supposed to be? Something enjoyable and fun. Embrace it. Orange... I didn't like him at first, but now I'm all about... thumbs up.
Here's another question for both of you then. And
go for it.
Come on to you first, Gav. And then, Phil, you can maybe answer this for WWE. In terms of both promotions at the moment, are the right people the ones carrying the belts? Yeah. Yeah, definitely. You need someone at the top, don't you? Yeah.
I know exactly who's got it, because if you watch Clash of the Champions of the night, you would know. Drew McIntyre put Randy Orton in the back of the ambulance, and Ric Flair drove his shitty ass off. Drew McIntyre is one champion. The one that's not the Universal one. No, there's two, isn't there? Come on. Universal Championship and a WWE Championship. WWE Championship, I believe, is Drew McIntyre, and I think is the right champion. And Roman Reigns is the Universal Champion, and I believe he's the right champion. They've actually looked at what's going on in the competition, I think, in recent weeks, and they've thought, you know what? We need to do something about it. And do you know what, guys? WWE, stroke F, stroke whatever, I've always been better when their competition is good. Yes, do you agree?
Okay, here's another question then. Yeah.
They win all their battles, they'll win this one too. Yeah, they went 2 years, over 2 years against WCW, losing the ratings every single week. And then he bought the company. It was like that guy, like that Razor. I liked it so much I bought the company. That's how much I liked it. Like HBY, like shaving his face. I liked it so much I bought the company.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean, don't you?
Yeah, in the 80s, I remember that.
Yeah. Well, Vince McMahon liked it so much he bought the company. Don't underestimate Vince. Don't underestimate the WWE, because they always respond to the bigger challenge. Well, I think the last pay-per-view, you're judged by your main events a lot of the time. And if you get two good main events, get two good matches in the pay-per-view, it's successful. And especially if they're your main ones. Do you know what I mean? Don't mind. As long as the last hour of your show is epic, don't matter about the first hour and a half. Well, you know, all I can say is, Aston Villa have just made it 5-1.
Yes.
And Ross Barkley scored.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Evertonian as well. Brilliant.
Wow.
I
swear down. I'm buzzing myself. Sorry, guys.
What do you think that both companies have to change? If we start with WWE, what does WWE have to change in order to make sure that it stays on top? For me personally, as a viewer, it started going downhill when it went back to when for some reason they just made it PG-13.
Yes, exactly.
And it needs to be more brutal. We miss the hardcore matches. We miss a lot of the high flying. We miss some of the riskier moves. You know, you're not going to get your Shane O'Macs jumping from the Titantron anymore. You're not going to get your Mick Foley's falling off the top of the cage.
You're not. You're not at all. And there's a reason for that. It's because Vince is scared. He don't want people to get hurt or killed. He wants a successful product, but at the same time, the only reason he did them things at the time was to win. Once he won, he bought the company, and he didn't keep it. You know what I mean? If that was Vince, I would have played on the storyline that Shane actually bought it and run it as a separate company, so it'd still be competing. He didn't want to do that. He wanted rid of them so he could change his product back to PG-13. That's all he ever wanted to do.
And if you look what they did with ECW as well, I mean, that for me as a viewer and an ECW fan was absolutely shambolic what they did with that ECW brand. It was absolutely,
Vince did, but it's still more credible than David Arquette winning it. But now, at the time, Vince Russo was worse than all. That's the worst ever heavyweight title holder ever in the world of wrestling. Vince Russo. In fact, this is an open invitation to Vince Russo. If you're listening, or if you ever get to listen, you are invited to take me on for my old playground championship, heavyweight championship, Vince. I will fight you in a shoot fight. Street fight, no holds barred.
No holds barred.
Yeah. No holds barred.
Match.
Grand Zone rules match. Anything goes. You don't lose
title
until you've been cabbed. You'll get cabbed, Vince. You'll get cabbed. Do you even know what that is, Vince? No, I bet you don't. Right. Okay. Next.
No, but I bet he'll put it in the storyline and cock it up at some point.
He probably would.
Gav, what do you think AEW needs to do in terms of what's not working at the moment? Obviously, we touched upon the women's division. Is there anything else it needs to do as a company, or any individuals that need to be pushed better than what others are at the moment in order to make it a more viewable, more watchable, more popular promotion? Very true.
I thought they did have a second show.
Yeah.
Well,
so many
I don't know. I think
at the moment as well. I mean, you've got the likes of Darby Allin, obviously Ricky Starks as well. You've also, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Luke Cage, Brian Cage, yeah, Brian Cage coming back. You know what, Luke Cage could make an appearance. It won't surprise me.
Well, how about Johnny Cage? Johnny Cage
as
wins.
Well. Yeah, just put every Cage in the full Cage family.
Nicolas Cage.
Well, they have Nicolas Cage as well. He'd be immense. Him versus David Arquette would be immense.
I'm putting my money on David.
You've got to look at also the massive tag division as well in AEW, and I think certain tag teams are absolutely amazing, like the Lucha Brothers, like Jurassic Express, and we're not seeing the very, very best of these tag teams. The Young Bucks haven't wrestled for a week or so as well, like very competitively. And we've also had an update. Liverpool have finally found where the goal is in the second half. They've scored 2 against the mighty Galacticos of Birmingham, Aston Villa.
I've got a really bad feeling that my microphone's not been working for most of this. I've had to switch it to another one.
Okay, we've been able to hear you, so it's absolutely fine. We've been able to hear you.
But
Oh, right. We'll soon find out.
Blame my computer being crap at the week.
Right. I think AEW does need a second show, and that for me could even prove to be beneficial going forward for AEW pay-per-views as well, because you could have, like we've got the Raw versus SmackDown at Survivor Series.
Hold on, guys. Hey, why is Dark not a second show? Just because it's on the YouTube platform doesn't matter what platform it's on. Dark is a second show.
It's like NXT used to be for WWE. It's just developmental. It's just where they try things.
I have seen that Sunny guy that Dave likes, right, with his nice bum. Yeah. I've seen him fight on there, and now he fights on the other one. So it's a show. It lasted about an hour and a half. I watched it on YouTube one night. I texted you updates all night, both of you. That is a show. It's on YouTube. That's fine. It could be on Channel 5, but it's not. It's on YouTube. It's a second show. How can you argue against that?
It's not really a show. It's like
it's not a show. It's not a show. Why is it not a show, please?
It's not.
Well, I don't know then.
I don't class it as
why
a
is
second
Dark
show.
not a show?
It's like NXT never used to be a show until they had to fight against Dynamite. It's just a show where it's a show. It's like dark matches. It's like the dark matches for pay-per-view.
I have a question. This is on. Obviously, I'm coming from the WWE side. How often is Dark on YouTube?
Every week.
It's on once a week.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So it's on once a week. How often is Dynamite on?
It's 205 live show as well then, because that's only on.
You can see where I'm going with this. It's on once a week. It's a bloody show.
I still look past this show.
Right, can I ask you another question? I bet you've all loved this. Anyone about my age, about 40, probably loved Karate Kid in the 80s, right? I bet you've all watched Cobra Kai. It's fantastic. If you haven't, watch it. It's one of the best things on TV at the minute. Hold on, it's not on TV. It's a YouTube show.
Actually, it's on Netflix.
So that means it's not a real show.
Actually, it's on Netflix now.
You best not watch it.
It's on Netflix.
But it didn't start on Netflix, did it?
It's on now.
Maybe AEW Dark will go on Netflix eventually. Right, that's my argument done. WWE still rules the roost.
I'd say 1.4 million viewers on Wednesday night would say differently.
Oh, stats don't lie. Stats don't lie. Oh.
Compared to 891,000. Key demo, let's see what... Oh, they haven't come out with them yet.
How many people watch Cobra Kai? I'm only joking.
Not many, obviously. Until it went on to Netflix.
Maybe Cobra Kai could be like AEW's version of Underground.
Maybe.
Except it's worth watching.
But I think I got my point there. They've got two shows.
Okay. Are we happy to settle this debate there and then, gentlemen? Are there any other points to make?
I would like to say let's have another conversation like this in about 6 months to a year's time, and let's see how each company has evolved from now. Because I think it's early days. I think you're going to see now probably WWE counteracting some of what AEW's doing to get the viewers back. And that'll should only be better for the viewers. Should be.
Should.
Hope so. Gentlemen, congratulations on a fantastic debate of AEW versus WWE.
If this went on for another hour, would it be a mass debate?
It would. It really, really would. I'm
not even sorry.
Then, it just leaves me to say, aside from it being an awesome debate, because I think there were some really, really good points in terms of commercial and individual highlights and downfalls of each company. We'll end this segment with well done, guys. Absolutely awesome. Are we ready to go through the birthdays? So first and foremost,
I believe there's a special birthday tonight, isn't there, Dave?
It's not mine, is it?
A special birthday.
My colleague, Carl Temple, who's 21 again. So well done, Carl. A big fan of the show as well. Big supporter.
Happy birthday, Carl, from the Heartbreak Kid.
I'd like to know, Carl, for the comments, which side of the fence you fall on, WWE or AEW, just to keep a bit more spice in the cooking pot here. We've also got wrestling birthdays. So, from the greats who are no longer with us to the ones who are still alive and kicking. So
kicking
it would have been this week, The Miz. The Miz is 40 this week. So get in there, The Miz. And the day after, it would have been Eddie Guerrero's 53rd birthday. Eddie Guerrero, October the 9th. God rest his soul. So two very, very big stars. Very, very different in their own rights as well. And so Eddie Guerrero, God bless him. And
God bless Eddie, yeah, definitely legend. Vicky, I believe, his widow, or widow. Yeah, works for AEW, doesn't she?
She does indeed as well, absolutely.
Great
it's
girl.
Also the birthday a week today of Ricochet, who is a current member of the WWE Raw roster, and yesterday, celebrating his birthday with my youngest son Joshua, was none other than the Miz's tag team partner, John Morrison.
Excellent. And can I stop there then? And can we just say a very happy birthday to Dave's son Joshua for yesterday?
Cheers, Dave.
Happy birthday, Joshua.
Happy birthday, Joshua, the grand old age of 9.
9 years old, man. Excellent. Well done.
And also,
happy birthday, dude.
Remember this one? This guy now works in the back and sometimes gets some screen time on WWE. Joseph Parks, a.k.a. Abyss. He is...
I remember Abyss, yeah.
47 today.
47, Abyss. I remember Abyss, yeah. Happy birthday, Abyss.
Happy birthday, Abyss. Right, guys. Have we got any news?
That's a no, then.
It's the wrong answer.
I've got some new news. We've got some big news.
Big, huge breaking news for the Piledriver Podcast. This is absolutely massive news as well. So,
apart from the Liverpool Villa score,
who have
for those of you who are about 40 and grew up supporting Liverpool because they've won all the time, guess what? You're getting hammered by Aston Villa 6-2. Ha 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 ha.
Villa are currently second in the league. Villa are
Sorry, I just think it's funny.
League.
Can't help it. It's funny.
Still not as beating Man United. Whatever.
Sometimes my workmate Tom Walker listens to this, and he's a big Liverpool fan. Tom,
beautiful.
What's happened to your boys, Tom? What's happened to them? They're 6-2.
Are you going to give Villa a game or what? Do you know what I mean? Come on, turn up, Liverpool. Right then, so back to the podcast. So we've got some massive news. In the next few weeks, a certain wrestler from a very well-known UK-based wrestling family, who even had somebody portray him in a film called Fighting With My Family, which was about the success of his family's local wrestling business in Norwich.
And based on a real documentary.
And his sister's fantastic career in WWE. None other than Zach Knight, Zach Zodiac, will be appearing on the Piledriver Podcast for an interview soon. Zach has kindly done this on the back of us watching his programme on BBC Three called Step Into the Ring, where Zach and his team give people with, learning disabilities and physical disabilities and difficulties the opportunity to realise their dreams to be wrestlers. So get onto that, guys. For all of you who have got BBC iPlayer, you need to watch Step Into the Ring. There's around about 4 episodes, I believe, on there, and they're only about 25 minutes long, but they are absolutely filled with nothing but content. So Zach from World Association Wrestling Night will be doing an interview with Hull's very own Piledriver Podcast in the next few weeks.
That is something not to be missed, guys. This guy is absolutely on top of his game. Honestly, it'll be a privilege for us, it'll be a privilege for you. So make sure you tune in for that one.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So listening when the UK hooligan himself does an interview with the Piledriver Podcast. Anything else for you guys to report before we wrap up tonight's festivities?
The studio is nearly ready for the in-person podcast.
Yes!
I am so looking forward to that. All of us together on a couch, drinking beer.
For the first time
I've got to drive you bastards home.
How good will that be? Oh my gosh, it's so... I thought it was going to be 7-2. Sorry, guys. A bit too much football in tonight's podcast. What, Spurs 1-6-1 against Man United? Sorry.
Looking forward to the final get-together now. We're finally going to get together, get the green screen on there, get the wrestling merchandise. We've already had a company as well that has offered to get us our own Piledriver Podcast T-shirts and to do other items for us as well. So stay tuned for that, guys, when eventually we'll be in a position where we can give away goodies for so many subscribers, or best comment of the week and various other things.
Best wrestling joke, because mine are crap now.
So next week, guys, what are we going to do? I believe it's my turn to come up with something.
Your turn.
Do a better job than I did this week.
Yeah, do you know, I think it went okay. It went okay.
Extremely lively. A tempestuous.
Do you know, you mentioned something earlier, Dave, not on the podcast, but just while we was chatting, or on the group, and you said something about it, about black wrestlers.
Yes, absolutely. This month, well reminded, Phil. This month is Black History Month. So
Black History Month. So if I was to next week do my top 5 favourite black wrestlers from wrestling history,
that would be awesome.
Would that be cool, guys? Maybe
lazy thumb up.
I remember a real good wrestler that I saw in a wrestling promotion called SummerSlam once. I think he was called Zeus in the 80s, but he won't be there, so don't worry. Do you not even know what I'm talking about?
There's so many, isn't there? Junkyard Dog, Bad News Brown.
Junkyard Dog will probably be there somewhere abouts. He was a great wrestler, liked him.
Ron Simmons, D'Lo Brown,
Ahmed Johnson.
Yeah, Ahmed Johnson. You've got to think of like so many.
Bobby Lashley now, eh?
Bobby Lashley, MVP, still currently running it as well. The guy who
Booker T, don't forget Booker T.
Outstanding run in WCW and WWE, didn't he, as well? So,
well, you know that Booker T has got the most electrifying move in sports entertainment ever.
What the hell is a spinneroonie? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Blue hell is
I'm
a
sorry, but we saw the most electrifying move on
spinneroonie and a bookend.
What was it called? What was it called? The hot dog something on AEW. Where I forgot his name. That
Devon Dudley.
He did a piss take of the people's elbow, but with a hot dog instead.
Oh,
I forgot what it was called there.
Oh, comments please if anyone can remember that one.
It was called, or something eater.
Oh, I can't remember. Do you know what? I can picture it, but I can't remember his name. It was one of them real mad WWF gimmick things, wasn't it? We've also got to think as well of black female wrestlers. Obviously, we've got Brandy Rhodes. Obviously, we've
Jackie. Do you remember Jackie? I remember Jackie.
Jackie, Bailey as well. There are so many out and out fantastic wrestlers, female black wrestlers as well. So, Phil,
Megabyte Ronnie.
Who?
Megabyte Ronnie.
Megabyte
against
Ronnie.
Brian Cage.
Megabyte Ronnie. I wonder if he.
Well, I'll tell you what. I know I've named a few, but I'll do a bit of research and I'll come up with a bit of a list. Can I just say it's 7-2 now to Aston Villa? 7-2. That's when you know in the BBC when the BBC have got to get the bits where they say the words because the score's so big. It's 7 like SEVEN 7-2 to Aston Villa.
It couldn't have happened to a team I despise more than Liverpool. I don't know which one I despise more, Liverpool or Arsenal. And that's
Jack Grealish is in my fantasy football team. Loving it. Van Dijk is in my fantasy football team.
And to add to injury, I've got Virgil van Dijk in my fantasy football team as well. So.
I know, I have as well.
Thank you.
If this game keeps going how it is, it might actually get to the same
at
score.
Least I've got Grealish.
AEW and WWE have got against each other for the key demographic of something like 30-2 now.
In what universe are we living where Aston Villa scores 7 goals against Liverpool in the same match?
Or just score 7.
Unbeaten. Did you know what? Before this match, they were the only team not to concede so far this season. Telling you, Leicester. They're the new Leicester. Get your bets on. I tell you what, if anyone wants to put a £100 bet on, I will give you 1,000 to 1 odds on them winning the Premier League.
Oh,
there you go.
Villa.
That kid. Yeah, you can have 1,000 to 1 on Villa winning the Premier League.
Really?
Yeah, do you want it?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'd rather keep that £1 and give that £999 to somebody else who's more brave than me.
I've got one
Fair
question.
Enough. Okay.
I've got one more question about AEW and WWE.
Go for it.
So, my brain's just gone blank. You distracted me with the football score.
Huh?
The Twitter and Twitch thing. Apparently, all the wrestlers now have got to sign new contracts saying they have to go on Twitch
costs.
and have to go on Twitch and promote WWE.
Yeah, they're not allowed their own accounts, their own YouTube things and stuff like that. Yeah, and on that note is what's your name?
What?
It doesn't matter what your name is.
I said what?
Yeah, WWE had The Rock. I win. But no, that is a good point, and I know it's really late in the podcast. But what is Vince playing at? He's not winning any new fans with this, is he? I don't know. It might be the nail in the coffin that you guys want, and we'll see. But any promotion closing down is bad news for wrestling. We don't want that. We want as much competition as possible. Next week is going to be me. It's going to be wrestlers, and it's going to be based around Black history. So, I'm going now, guys. I'm going to say goodnight.
Are we going to wrap this up? Have we got any jokes, Gav? I've got some prepped just in case.
I just want to know where Retribution have gone. Now they've revealed themselves, where they've gone.
Probably going to make more paper masks, I would imagine. I mean, it's not easy, is it? Do you know what I mean?
You've got to cut really around nature.
Why does Mick Foley buy supermarket brand cola?
I should know this one.
I don't know. Why does Mick Foley buy supermarket brand cola?
I know this one.
Because he always goes for a
cheap pop.
A cheap pop. Hey!
I knew that one.
Boom, boom, boom.
That is sad. I actually knew that one.
And the whole train. Whoop, whoop.
Here's another one.
Go on, go for it.
Rob Van Dam and Sabu get into a car. Who's driving?
The police officer. Because they're drunk.
Hey!
I got that one. Sorry to kill it, but it was good. I'm just reading actually a news report as well.
Before we wrap up this evening.
Go for it.
Here we go.
Are we ready?
You better be ready.
What do you call the Great Khali without talent?
The Great Khali.
The Great Khali!
The Great Khali!
We need to play Kane's music for that band.
Down, down.
Well done, guys. Awesome. Loved it.
Right. How about maybe... Yeah, excellent. See you next week, guys. Maybe...
History Month wrestlers. Yes.
Yes, I am looking forward to that as well. I'll do a bit of research and probably give you about... I know my stuff. I don't need some research. It's all in there.
That was the third joke of the night.
And on Google. Right, guys, good night. God bless. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed tonight's little bit of a debate, a little bit of a laugh, a little bit of a giggle. Look forward to you listening in next week. Happy birthday, Carl.
And thank you to people
Once
for
again.
listening. Drop your comments anywhere and everywhere you can on our Facebook page and on YouTube. Take care, God bless, and good night.